Welcome to Backstories, the podcast where we dig deep into the untold tales behind the people, places, and moments that shape our world. Every month, we'll uncover the hidden narratives that inspire, surprise, and challenge us. So, grab your headphones and get ready to journey into the past, one backstory at a time.
All right, our next storyteller is a returning storyteller from December when he enchanted us with a story, a lot of local knowledge. It was just amazing, transporting a lot of us that are of a certain age. So tonight, Dave is going to tell opening pages of a novel, Teleman.
I read this once before here, and I got some feedback, and I made it better, I hope. And I'm going to read it again. If you were here, perhaps it'll ring a bell. And if you hadn't heard it before, good. And I'm hoping that maybe when the readings are over, if you're inspired to, please let me know if you thought this was interesting. Would you continue reading this novel if this is how it began, and how I could make it better? Suddenly, her final piercing shriek echoed against damp subterranean stone walls, rising swiftly like a panicked bird desperate for flight. Then it quavered in the air for 3 heartbeats before slowly falling, plaintively fading into eternal silence. Albrin was thrilled how the arc of a lifetime was recapitulated in that sound. Unforgettable, unique, harrowing, majestical sound it was, and it was the same sound for every woman or girl whose pain they quelled before death. Noting 3 hours, 11 minutes, yet again he wondered, how can I capture the sound too? Was it the sound of her soul leaving her body? Do mother and unborn babies share a single soul? Or do unborn babies have only a part of a soul? There was no column for tracking souls in his ledger. In the 4th hour, the boy wiped sweat off his ruddy face when the oil lamp sputtered. At 4 hours 10, Albrin rose to trim the wick, but was stopped short when Simone emerged, dejected from the darkness, carrying a candle on a bloody sheet of paper. Collapsing, eyes closed, she listened for the sound of nib scratching damp parchment. Masterstroke, drowsily she observed, permitting her blood-smeared right hand to slowly lower. In the darkness, fresh blood, sweat, and water dripped, painting another small patch of stone floor beside the creaky wooden cot. The lamp spit irregular shadows across his makeshift desk. Albrin sensed that Simone was inspecting his transcription, but she was still prone, her eyes were still closed, when she intoned in that low, hoarse voice, that arresting voice suggestive of raised eyebrows and matronly authority, her Dr. Marburg impersonation. Albrin Winkelmann, Lannister, you are not. I'm barely Winkelmann, he promptly and silently rejoined, suppressing a grim grin, drawing minute numbers by a weak light, refusing to look at her, again refusing her challenge. He did pause long enough to wipe the sweat off his steaming face, though, for the air in hell was so hot and thick you could feel the clock thud like a clockwork broom beating a wet rug. Deflection, redirection, avoidance, patience. Even better than Lannister, he hoped. The echo of water dripping from a distant bathing room encouraged him to finish, to bathe, to sleep. Shortly, Simone stirred in the dimness, mumbling, "What your intentions?" Silently, Albrin muttered back, Let you finish," Simone silently quipped. Sitting up, she adjusted the collar of her white blouse, stained with still sticky blood, With a placid expression, she smudged the drying blood from her hands, saying out loud in her Simone voice, "You're not fooling me. You can fool Marburg and your mother, not me. I know your game." Resisting distraction, Auburn smiled imperceptibly for only an instant. Illuminated by the flickering lamp, his wet red face and damp strands of hair dripped sweat to his chin, where it ran off pooling at the lowest edge of the small wooden desk. Auburn copied her numbers, organized their results. Then he faltered. "My dearest Simone, my love," he thought. "If you know my game, then you know more than I do." Auburn stopped writing. He allowed his mind to wander, to contemplate again the proverbial pebble in the horse's hoof that threw the rider, that lost the battle, that cost an empire.